Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for the week of July 10th through the 16th. So we'll take a look at the overall energies for the week, and then we'll go to the tarot for more information about any obstacles that may be on your path this week, and of course, advice from Spirit. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. I love this. You know, I feel like this is an energy of kind of like going deep into your emotions, because the whale card is all about, swims in the ocean, and the ocean is a representation of our emotions. But I feel like this isn't like, it's actually kind of like this lovely energy of kind of like feeling this emotional uplift. I'm going to say like an emotional uplift after perhaps, a long time of just kind of like working hard, or just kind of like trying to stay on track, just trying to get things done. It's kind of that energy. And then all of a sudden, this kind of like emotional uplift. I'm going to say it's kind of like an energy of burdens being lifted. That is it. It's kind of like you're emotionally uplifted because you feel, for some reason, a little bit more. You see how the whale, even though it's such a large animal, I mean, it's a mammal, but it's kind of like this large animal, and it is in the ocean, but it swims so gracefully. And I feel as if that is how you feel. You feel more powerful this week. You feel more graceful this week. You feel like you're in the flow after perhaps, look at this, after perhaps a very long time of feeling like, it really is. It's about stepping into your divine feminine energy. I think for a lot of you, you have perhaps had to be in that divine masculine energy of trying to produce, of trying to make ends meet, of working hard, of trying to climb the ladder, whatever it is, taking care of the tangible things in your life. And now all of a sudden it's kind of like you get this whoosh of, okay, it's almost like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you've been going through a difficult time, like especially financially or in your health sector, it's kind of like almost this rush of, oh my goodness, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this is such a beautiful energy. Yeah, after a long time of feeling like things just weren't working out for you. You weren't getting the opportunities you really wanted, or you felt like things were just tied up for you. You didn't have anything that really got you excited, invigorated, inspired, motivated. It's just like, all of a sudden you feel like, okay, I've got this. I can go in this new direction. Oh my goodness. This is just such a beautiful energy. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy as you're entering this week, stepping into your divine feminine energy with the loving woman. So this is, the Empress in the tarot. It's that energy of stepping more into the divine feminine side of you. And, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine. The divine feminine is the side where we really care for ourselves. We take good care of ourselves. We step more into being creative, right? We carve out time out of your busy day, your busy work schedule, right? To be more creative, to spend time just being, walking in nature, spending time with people that you really enjoy spending time with, right? This is helping to bring you balance, better balance in your life, because I feel like you've been kind of in that divine masculine energy. And sometimes we get into that energy and can kind of get stuck because, of financial things that are going on in our life, or perhaps even, trying to overcome a health issue, something like that. So we feel like this is a beautiful energy of bringing back this balance within your own self, right? Balancing out the divine feminine and divine masculine within you. Yeah, what a beautiful energy there, because when we allow ourselves to step into that divine feminine energy, and it's not about gender. Divine masculine is about doing. Divine feminine is about being. And there's a big difference, between being, and it's kind of like, like just vegging out, right? Okay, that's like a low level of being. Being would be, sitting with yourself, building a relationship with yourself, journaling, sitting in nature, listening to the animals, right? And the birds chirp. Really kind of like bringing in that sense of joy back into your heart. Sometimes when we just veg, and there's nothing wrong with vegging, right? Sometimes we just need a break. But when we allow ourselves to just veg, and there's like not concentrating on bringing joy into our heart while we're vegging, okay? When we bring joy into our heart while we're also just sitting, sitting with our pets, sitting with, animals out in the nature, however that might mean for you, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, look at this. And then you have the sun on the bottom. Yeah, it brings in this sense of pure joy into your heart. Yeah, after a long time. Look at this. I feel like for a long time, right? The 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior energy, a long time of just feeling like, okay, I just have to make enough money to pay the bills, or just kind of like this sense of feeling like there's burdens, because those wands also represent burdens in our life, and just feeling like a little bit like you've just been putting out fires, okay? Just like one fire after another. Like maybe you got, the car paid off and then you needed new tires on it, right? So you're like, oh my goodness, I got the car paid off. And then all of a sudden the car needs new tires, right? It's this energy of just feeling like, there's just been one obstacle after another, and you've been overcoming them, but it's this energy of, oh my goodness, how many more? And then all of a sudden, there's this energy where you're opening yourself up to loving yourself, loving your divine feminine side of yourself, kind of just stepping into this energy of bringing more joy into your life, and really deciding, choosing to do that. Understanding that I feel like you're getting some kind of breakthrough, right? There's an energy of having some type of breakthrough where you can see where the burdens are finally being dropped, where you can finally step into this energy of enjoying life again. Perhaps if you've been dealing with a health issue, finally you feel like, okay, I'm over it. Now I can start, getting out, enjoying my friends, or however that might mean. In work, you could finally be even deciding to give more love to yourself, by cutting back your hours or not putting so much emphasis on your work. Understanding that you want to balance. You see how he has 2 wands there? Wanting a balance between the practical and spiritual side of life. The practical is those things that we have to do in order to acquire the money that we can use to pay for the experiences and things that our heart desires. The spiritual side is our relationships with ourselves, with others, and with the planet. Okay, so let's take a look at what your obstacle is. Yeah, family, friends, and guides, and then 2 of Pentacles. I think you've been toying with this for some time. You could have been saying, I want to spend more time with my family and friends. I want to put more emphasis on having fun in my life. I want to go on a vacation, right? I want to cut back my hours at work, or however that works for you, right? But you've been toying with this, but you haven't been able to make a decision. And the reason is because you see, she has the pentacles there. You've been kind of concentrating on the money aspect of life instead of, now you're stepping into your power. Yeah, I feel like you've been concentrating on the money aspect, but all of a sudden you're kind of like, okay, wait a minute, I see the truth. I see how I can perhaps rearrange my schedule. I can cut back a little bit at work so I have more time for free time. I can ask family members and friends to help me with some of the burdens. I don't have to carry all the burdens myself. And here it is, King of Wands, just getting really kind of reinvigorated about life again. And then look at this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, stepping into your truth of knowing that you do want to spend time with family and friends. You want to be celebrating. You don't want to be working quite so hard. You don't want to put all of your emphasis on working. And I think for some of you, the reason that you have been able to get to this point is because you have been working so hard. So it's not like regretting the work that you've done, but also recognizing, okay, I've done a good job. I've gotten myself to a place where I can now allow myself to let go of some of those burdens. I think you had a reading for July. It was about also recognizing where you can drop some burdens, especially if you have people in your life that are, kind of like extremely, overtaking your generosity. Let's put it that way, right? Even at work, if work is overtaking your generosity and keeping you late at work, or you have family members that are borrowing money and not paying it back, that type of thing. Understanding, okay, wait a minute, I'm taking care of myself. The Empress does take good care of herself. She takes good care of herself because she knows if she does not take good care of herself, she won't have enough stamina, resources, time, energy, and love to continue over giving in her relationships. So she does prioritize herself, her self-care, and also just taking time for yourself, right? To doing those things that you really enjoy. All right, so let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, Two of Cups. Now this is also, the energy of coming together with other people, making connections. It could be romantic, friend, family. But once again, know that you've been kind of hiding yourself away, working really hard, right? And it's time to come out and reconnect with the people that you really and truly love, that you want to spend time with, right? And that maybe for one reason or another, you have had to kind of sequester yourself, focus on your work or focus on your health, something like that. Yeah, and here you are. You're just really coming out of this sense of confusion. I think you have been perhaps, maybe it's not confusion, maybe it's like a little bit of your energy has been fragmented because you've been overgiving in some other situations, but now you're taking back your power. And we have the North Node moving into Aries on the 17th. So that's really interesting. That energy is coming in, understanding, okay, wait a minute, I want to take my power back, right? I want to be in a position where I am kind of like in charge of my life and doing it with a couple of. Now, I'm also going to say, because we have the Two of Cups and we have the Empress and the Emperor, for some of you, you are opening up to a romantic relationship, to finding this balance in your life, right, within your own energy, between the divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself. But this also helps to attract in a loving counterpart, okay, that also, is like your divine masculine or feminine counterpart. Wow, really beautiful energy. All right, Capricorn, let's take a look at your soul truth card for this week. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So let's see what we have here. Am I letting fear stop me? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable, but it's up to you to see that by taking action. Yeah, and I feel like, the thing is that when we get into that divine masculine energy that I think you may have been in for some time, right? Trying to build a safety net for yourself, trying to perhaps build your own business or build a nest egg or, take care of other people that you love that are in your life. When we get into that divine masculine energy, then when we want to bring in more divine feminine energy, bring in more balance into our life. The problem is that time and energy has to come from somewhere. So it really does mean that we have to let go a little bit of the divine masculine energy. It's not about throwing it out because you don't want to throw it out. You want balance. But it is about allowing yourself to let go a little bit of wanting to control your financial sector or your health, like putting so much emphasis on it. And sometimes that can trigger us into thinking about, well, what does that mean for my finances? Or what does that mean for me long term? But life is not always about just focusing on the future, right? The long term. There is we do want to have our long-term goals and dreams, but it's also about enjoying the path. It's about understanding that if we work, right, Some people, feel like they have to work really hard all the time, their whole life until they hit retirement. But that's a lot of long years. It is also about enjoying your work. It's about enjoying your relationships in your life. It's about enjoying a relationship with yourself, finding that balance. And so I encourage you to take a look at, what could be preventing you? What fears are you perhaps facing that are preventing you from letting up a little bit of the divine masculine energy, creating a little bit more time and energy for the nurturing that you are wanting for yourself, right? And in your relationships, and just enjoying life a little bit more. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. I do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. I hope you have a wonderful week. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.